Hello, my autumnal peeps! As you can tell, we have arrived in the prettiest of seasons here in Edinburgh. As one of you told me the other day, until this jumper comes out, the iconic bat jumper, it is not officially autumn, so here I am bringing it to the channel. Please do excuse any soundscape of archaeology or whatever the heck is going on behind me. I really liked this frame. I do like that it has a cemetery and the castle and the leaves, so I was not willing to find a different, calmer spot to shoot this intro. Art. Now, maybe you can tell we are starting at St. Cuthbert's Cemetery. I think this is one of the cemeteries that you do have to visit this time of year. It is beautiful, there is so much foliage, such views, so if you're looking for good shots, I think this is the place to not miss. Let's have a look.
St. Cuthbert might be just my favorite cemetery in town. It is A, super easy to access right between Princess Street and West End, and B, despite being so conveniently located, never overrun by visitors. Plus, the views. Also, a little fun fact, Agatha Christie got married in the church here. This was her second marriage. She was almost 40 and her husband, Max, was only 26. Nice. This kirkyard is also where John MAPPR is buried, Edinburgh's own mathematician and necromancer. Okay, now the more obvious choice, Greyfriars Kirkyard. Again, super convenient to visit if you're in Old Town, and the views and foliage this time of year, perfection. This cemetery is very popular with tours, but as it is open 24/7, you can easily avoid crowds. But be careful, as this is one of the city's most haunted spots. You might run into the Mackenzie poltergeist, ending up scratched and bruised, as past witnesses reported.
Interestingly, many people seem to be really interested in the grave of William McGonagall, and I'm sure the only reason for that is that he was Scotland's worst poet, apparently a real comedic character who wrote a poem about the Tay Bridge disaster. So I think if you consider yourself a shitty poet also, you should definitely go pay your respects just up there.
The new patron saint of shitty poets.
Become a patron. You know, at first I thought maybe taking you to Greyfriars Kirkyard will be kind of like, you know, why am I still doing that? Like, all of you know this place is beautiful, but then I came here. The day was beautiful, the autumn is peaking, the peakiest peak, and I am so happy we did this. So many great picture opportunities. And now that we're done with that, we get to take you on a little shopping spree, if you will. And it's not going to be your usual shops, it's going to be all of Edinburgh's witchy shops, and we do have many, and we're going to visit 3 of them. And the first one is just around the corner from here. Maybe you've seen it before. It tends to have a big line in front of it, and it is very worth the wait.
So, embarrassingly, I've never actually been to any of these witchy shops before, so I am super excited to do it today. Happy to report that all of these shops are very queer and trans inclusive, and there is not a single whiff of boy wizard in sight. Black Moon Botanica on Candlemaker Row is popular, but I gotta say it is worth the wait. You will find wonderful signature scents here, stunning stationery, art prints, and a great selection of tarot cards, including this deck made by my friend Teddy. I am so proud of him! Wheel of Fate in the south of Edinburgh is a sister location of a store originally opened in Salem, Massachusetts. That's pretty special to me because we actually went there for our honeymoon. I recommend looking up my vlog from there if you want to get some more Halloween-y vibes. You will find even more great craft items here, plus make your own broom sets and customizable leather-bound sketchbooks. Down in LEITH, you will find yet another hidden gem for anyone looking to expand their collection of charming decor, crystals, and art. A lot of the items on sale here are designed and crafted by the staff, which only adds to the magic. For the less witchy ones of you, I also noticed that Misa on Coburn Street has a great display and stock of vintagey feeling Halloween decor. Love, love, love this vibe. Also, Paper Tiger in West End, and I'm guessing that also in their other locations, has an amazing display of gift goods, both, of the spooky variety and also the simply autumnal ones.
By this point, if you're a fan of this channel, you know that I do enjoy my treats, and I think seasonal treats, especially for this season, are actually kind of like the main reason why I wanted to make this video. So in the next section of this vid, we are gonna go to some of my favorite places in Edinburgh, and we are gonna ask them about whether they have any special items on the menus specifically for the autumn months. And I think we're gonna start with a Scottish meal that I have been known to be a great champion of: porridge.
We first visited this position last year when we were making our hot chocolate video. This is because they make it with bare bones chocolate here, one of my favorite bean-to-bar chocolate makers in the whole of UK. But this time we are here for their autumnal menu. The porridge with poached pears, caramelized biscuit crumb, oat creme fraiche, and there's also some dark chocolate on there because, you can't expect me to go without. They also have autumnal special toasties and of course a couple of seasonal drinks. This place is just so cozy, and I think it's worth checking out their workshops as well. The Swedish cafe Söderberg brings out seasonal bakes a couple times a year, and for autumn it is usually the Tosca bun, just as tender and flavorful as their usual year-round buns, but this time covered in heaps of delicious toasted nuts. Ante always has seasonal specials on, and for this one I got to try the hazelnut miso latte. Don't worry, the miso is only present in that little perfect hint, magically making the whole drink taste amazingly Moorish. I also tried the chanterelle plate with walnut cream and sea buckthorn, and the upside down green gage cake. If you, like me, enjoy a good theme, then you absolutely have to pop into Cocktail Geeks. If you've been following me for a while, you know I hate to miss out on their pop culture themed menus. For this season, it is Stranger Things, and oh my god, look at it. They have a regular menu and an upside down menu where the flavors get a bit weirder. Some drinks even come without any description, just like leaving you to figure it all out yourself, and others come with a fun little activity, which you might struggle with 2 drinks in.
Drinks, okay, bell choice.
Now, spending money on our little local economy and treats are both very valid ways of spending time here in Edinburgh when you're visiting in autumn. However, I would say that probably most of you are the most excited to learn something about our spooky history. Edinburgh, this is not a new piece of information for you. Edinburgh has plenty of spooky history to go around, and in this video I decided to go to 2 places with you that are educational, but also a bit haunting. So we're gonna move on over to Old Town and start at Real Mary King's Close.
The Real Mary King's Close can be found right on the Royal Mile. Essentially, what you will be visiting is the actual living spaces built and inhabited between the 17th and 19th century, before more important, fancier buildings were just unceremoniously built right on top of them. You can take advantage of one of their regular tours. They often run up until 10 p.m, but I think for October you might prefer to take one of the more special themed tours. This month they are lantern lit, so it really lets you soak in the atmosphere. You will learn about all of the resident spirits, but also the fascinating history of Edinburgh's people. And when you're done, I also have to recommend perusing the gift shop, as it is deliciously spooky. Edinburgh has many escape rooms, but if I had to pick my personal favorite, it would likely be Escape the Past, as these have been prepared with such attention to detail and are very on theme if you're a fan of Edinburgh's darker history. You can pick from one of their 2 puzzle rooms. Each takes about an hour to sort out, especially if you're smart like me, or you can join them for an outdoor adventure. What a way to have a little role play as a grave robber, or maybe more of a murderer, I guess.
And there you have it, Edinburgh at its autumniest. Now, of course, there's plenty more to do here if you're trying to lean into the spooky vibes. There's so many ghost tours. You can see all of the underground vaults and whatnot. There's many more cemeteries. Again, do check out my old video on Edinburgh cemeteries. I did tour pretty much all of them. I think this is a part of the autumnal color, isn't it? If your flavor of horror is more of kind of like macabre body horror, then I do recommend you go to the Surgeons' Hall Museum, where it is famously not allowed to shoot, so I will never be able to take you there, but there's a lot of organs in jars in there, and you will also be deeply educated on one of Edinburgh's most interesting sort of historical facets, which is, Edinburgh's connection to medical history, which I love. Okay, that takes me truly to the end of this video. Again, I'm sure there's so many more autumnal things to do in Edinburgh, so many amazing parks that look beautiful this time of year, so many walks, for example, the Water of LEITH Walkway walk. Again, do check out the video I made on that. It was last autumn, so it was already kind of autumny. Really fun, a really nice sort of chill thing to do when you want to escape this. Ominous. Okay, if you want to see more from me, don't forget that I have a Patreon. This is the address. I do post an extra monthly-ish video on there. If you become one of the sort of medium to higher tier patrons, you will get access to all of those. By now, there's probably like 14 or 15 extra videos, so if you enjoy my face, you should go check it out. Also, you can always support me by buying something from my Etsy store. There's a link down in the description. And if you just want to say hi to me, do so on Instagram. KakiBot for my sort of illustrations and general nerdiness, and KakiBlog for the more sort of vloggy Scottish themed stuff. Okay, that is all the sort of end of video self-promo. Thank you again for joining me. Hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're feeling cozy. Hopefully you're feeling a bit scared of Edinburgh. That's the vibe I was going for. And I shall see you soon. Bye.